Hey, besties. Let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? Child, it is so obvious that Trisha and Martell really do know each other. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know why it's so weird. I guess because they probably was sneaky linking while they both were married. Um, Maybe Trisha was before Coleslaw. Child, let's get into it. What's up, besties? It's Behind the Shade, and I have a, a recap for Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 8, Episode 5, Waiting to Exwife. So, let's get into it. So, we continue with Destiny and Moses at the Mexican restaurant having dinner, having a say, right? Excuse me. Destiny said Moses stopped stepping up as a man. And he was like, you didn't come see me. You didn't come to my birthday party. He keep talking about that birthday party. And I get it. You know, this is your party. You need a main woman there. It was supposed to be Destiny, and you didn't pay for her to come. So she didn't come. And she was like, you were supposed to take care of my bills. And she kept saying, I came to see you every other weekend for 8 months straight. And he was like, yeah, and I was paying for that. And he was saying, I watched him on Carlos Keen's, there was an interview with him and Dustin Ross. And he said back then that Destiny was working for Delta. She was an airline flight attendant. So she was coming out all the time. And I was just wondering, what happened with that job? Because she should go back. Because, baby, the girl is struggling. So she was like, yeah, you pushed back when I asked you to come visit me. And so, you didn't reciprocate the visiting. And, when you do... when you do date out of state, out of town, distant lovers, you both have to put in the time and the work of visiting. You both have to, but I guess Mr. Guy was married then, right? Because didn't Sonny tell us in some interview that he was married for 17 years? So that's why she said Destiny has always been a side chick. So clearly, Destiny, the married man, couldn't come see you. Or did he not come because Sonny was her producer? But I don't think that they knew each other or knew of each other then. But he didn't come. He didn't reciprocate. And she was saying, she had to make money. And, Destiny was on the show. She had the Madani beauty supply. She was trying to get her empire going. So, he calls it, she want to be Hollywood. So that makes sense. And she didn't have the money to keep doing that, because if she stopped working at Delta, then who was going to pay for that? And he said he would help out, and then he just didn't. And he said he did. She said, yeah, you did. Then you stopped. You stopped showing up as a man. As a man. So she said she believes this was his get back. Like he trying to pay her back for whatever. She said, then she says that, he stabbed her in the back, like you love bombed me. And then she goes into that business again, like you named your business after the baby that we were supposed to have. And she said law, because I think that's her son's name, right? And he says justice. And so it's like, he ain't no attorney, so what business? He's in the truck driving business, right? So he named his truck business Justice. And what difference does it make? Law, justice, I mean, you talk about these things when you're together. Why is she acting like they was in a relationship? Why is she acting like that? He said that she was not financially and emotionally stable. And there you have it. And she gonna say, well, you knew that when you spin the block. Uh um Destiny, that man don't have to put up with you when you are emotionally all over the place. You was going through a bad divorce. You getting arrested every other weekend for some fraud. You're not paying. You're getting sued by your employees for not paying them. You're trying to have a business that did it ever open. You at your grand opening fussing and picking on Melody and had a big old fight outside. Like, you do have a lot going on. And then we didn't already heard about all the people that has given you money because you are financially unstable. He don't have to want you. Who wants to be bothered with all that? He has a right to change his mind. He rather not. He has no kids. He's supposed to take care of him and save you. That's what she wanted. She wanted to be saved. If you guys know, you know. Talking about, so she said you knew that when you spun the block. So that means they didn't broke up and got back together. So she said, yeah, the weight you was carrying was too heavy. Yes, he was like, it just didn't work out. And he says again, she was not putting in the time. And she was like, well, you wasn't ready to be no dad. So I made sure that didn't happen. Talking about he wasn't a man. He wasn't a man enough to carry it all. He wasn't man enough to carry it all. Destiny, you aren't woman enough to carry any of it. You aren't woman enough. Why does he have to come in and save the day? You making all these mistakes and robbing and stealing and paying this and not paying that and not paying them and not doing this. Who want to be bothered with you? Your husband just went to jail again. Your ex-husband just put you back in jail. Like, you have a lot. You can't carry your own life. Should nobody have to come in and save you? Talk about he ain't man enough to carry it. You wasn't woman enough to carry it. Now, he said he was there for her. He said, I don't care what you say. I was there for you. She said, oh, so you found someone who matches your weight or matches the weight of you or whatever, and you found someone who could settle for you being fine and broken. Well, he was enough for you, Destiny. You was spinning the block, letting him spin the block. You was with this man for 15 years. And we do know, if you heard any of the interviews, he has done time in jail. He has done time in jail. So, and they can't be but what, early 40s maybe? So, honey, Destiny, he was enough for you to mess with for 15 years, be his side chick, his spin the block, his what in the meantime. I mean, girl. So she mentioned how she found out 2 days before they were getting married. She found out, sound like she scrolled on Instagram and saw it. That's what it sounds like. Or maybe somebody called and told her. And then she was, she pretty much bid them to have a happy life. That's fine. Da, 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 da. And then she dismissed him. You're dismissed. And he was like, you know what? I'm done. He was like, I can't keep arguing with you, woman. I'm done. She dismissed him. And the man, you give a man an out, child, what? He gonna take it. Moses got up and he left. She gonna drink her little drink, and she says, he tried to get me pregnant from day one. This drink is good. I was like, Destiny, she know how to clap back. She know how to get herself back on this TV screen and make it interesting. But honey, all that, she did kind of win, but she won the fight, but he won the battle, because you're the one sitting here got the short end of the stick. 2 people that stabbed you in the back, honey, but you got all that mouth, but you can't you ain't woman enough to carry your weight. Moving on. So Tisha is working out with Trisha at the gym. And Tisha's making small talk as you work out, Now they're supposed to be talking about weights, what to do next schedule, what to eat, all that. But no, they want to do the gossip thing. So Tisha, like, you from Huntsville? So Trisha tells Tisha that she knows Martell, but Tisha was telling her that she knows, like Marceau knows her husband, or did she say ex-husband? Husband, ex-husband. Um, and so she was like, "Yeah, it's I'm not divorced." Because the husband knows Marceau, and she was just like, "Oh yeah," and I guess so. Martell knows. She was saying that she went to school with Montez, so she, you know how Huntsville is small, so she tells Tisha about her situationship, how she's still married, they're not divorced, and she, has Ken, the boyfriend, and they gonna get married as soon as she's divorced. And so Tisha was like, "Oh, you got a situationship." And so Trisha's like, "Yeah, yeah, I like that situationship." It's like, girl, what is keeping you from getting a divorce from this guy? Is it the child support? Are you getting money from him? Are you getting alimony? Wait, what? No, what? It can't be alimony because you got to get divorced for that. But what is keeping you with this guy? Not like with him, but keeping you married to him? Are you just you don't want to marry? Most people stay married because they don't want to marry the person that they're seeing. Is that what it is? Oh, Trisha is so she gives me I don't know what's up with her. This anyway, they bring up Nell. Trisha says she's related to Nell. Her mom is cousins to Nell, and so she was like, "Oh, I hope you not like her because she, get in your face." And so, Tisha was like, no, ain't nobody getting in my face, because we all do know that Trisha is a bully. She's been a bully since school. So they were talking about how close she is to Stormy. And so, because Trisha went to school with Courtney. So Tisha's jokingly saying, "Oh, I need to get me a new trainer." And it's like, Trisha said, "Oh, I was trying to get a feel for you. I was talking to Stormy about you." And she said, "Well, what's your feel?" And so Trisha said that you're the sweetest and you're gorgeous. And she said, "Oh, thank you." And so Tisha's like, "Well, I don't care about you being friends with Stormy. Just she want her body tight and right." And it's kind of like, it's okay to still be cool with Trisha and go to the gym and be a trainer, but you need to stop bringing up everybody in Huntsville. You know Huntsville is small. You do not need to bring up Stormy. You already, I mean, I'm sure they're friends, so they know about she knows about you and Stormy. So it's just in your best interest, Tisha. You should just leave that alone and not. You shouldn't have said anything. You shouldn't have said anything. Now here you go talking about Nell. You shouldn't have said anything. And she came for Nell's age too, like Martell. And it's like, okay, I Googled, it said Nell was like 53. But Nell has to be close to pushing 60. And if you're having a party, that kind of means that you're having a milestone. So maybe she is turning 60, because everybody keeps saying she's 60. And that would make sense because her and Chris been together 30 years, and they're both on their second marriage. So, and they got kids in their 30s. So how do you get married, had a family, had to get a divorce, found another husband, got married, had more kids? You've been you've been doing your daycare for like 25, 30 years. Yeah, Nell has to be pushing 60. And then having this party, it screams that she's turning 60. We'll look to see if there's some balloons with her age, but she probably not going, I don't know. I think she is. I think the internet is lying. Okay, so then Melody is at home. She's hosting a Pretty in Pink sleepover. She's having a soiree at her house with her four girlfriends, four of her single girlfriends, because now that she's divorced, she says the single girls get her. So she has these pretty pink pajamas for everybody to try to put on when they get there. And she's in her dining room. She has it all decorated, and they're having a pampering session. So I'm sure she's using her Seventh Avenue skincare, and she has flowers on the table, and they got cocktails, and they showed us about three different cocktails. One had cotton candy in it, and it was like, oh, let me get one of each, please. Um, so her friend, what is her name? Shanita. They're talking about doing like charity work in Africa. That should be the next thing because she does a lot here. So her friend was telling her that maybe it's time for her to, broaden her horizons and go over to the motherland. So then they talk about Melody's dating life. So her friend tried to hook her up. Shanita tried to hook her up and just said, Melody doesn't like anyone. And so she was like, girl, the guy you introduced me to, he had a missing side tooth. And it was like, that could be fixed. And it's like, clearly he didn't want to get it fixed. If it wasn't fixed, Melody shouldn't have to make her man go get his tooth fixed. So the next guy, his pants was it his pants? He didn't have no swag, and his pants made her think of like an uncle, like an old man. And so she was like, he didn't have no swag, and they was like, you could buy something, you could buy swag or something. And she was like, you gotta have it. So our friend said, Melody always finding something wrong. He too tall. He's an ex-athlete. And so the other friend was like, she's still healing. She was like, yeah. And so, back to another guy. I think she was introduced to an African guy, but he was too far. I guess he lived in Africa, or maybe he was in Atlanta, because I think that were all the Nigerian men are, Portia. So maybe she didn't want to do the long distance thing like who, Destiny. So she was like, she's still healing. And she's like, yeah, I'm on my healing journey. I'm just taking my time, because what she's gone through, she's going to pick apart every guy. Definitely, most definitely. She has to make sure she's going to right her wrongs and pick better. That's what every woman that has gone through heck and back would do. She says she's focusing on her kids and their healing. Plus, ex-husband is unhinged. They showed a video of them talking, and she went out on a date, and Martell popped up. And I remember this so clearly because this was like, that's the restaurant we go to. And Melody was like, well, that's my favorite restaurant. So, of course, that's where I wanted to go. And he was like, but that's what we used to do. So he popped up and he videoed them, recorded them having on a date. So they all agreed that Melody has PTSD from her marriage. And she says, well, this is what I liked. Melody said, and not only that, I have to consider the other person and what she brings to the table. She has this unhinged, crazy man, and she doesn't want to even start the drama because we just don't know how crazy he can get. So they agree that she's not ready, and that's why she picks them apart because, she wants the best for herself, and I don't blame her. So then they go into the dinner table, and then they have a real conversation. And they have a real conversation, and they talk about Martell being unhinged and how he acts out. And then they decided that, her married friends are going to have to pick a side. Are they going to be her friends? Or are they going to be his friends? Because these friends that when you're married, you get married friends. You gain married friends. And then when you divorce, everybody's all uncomfortable and trying to be both of your friends. And then they're saying that, these friends have to decide, are you team Melody or you going to be team Martell? And it's like, why do they have to pick? When they are your friends, they should be mature enough to kind of know how to change the friendship. Allow this change. Allow people, I know you got to set new boundaries and all that, but let life do what it's going to do. You're going to either stay friends, you might fall off with some, because just like this, you're hanging out with your single friends. So you might end up cutting off the married friends. And maybe you could just, let life will kind of place things where they need to be. You don't have to send people a disclaimer. You gonna pick, just like I said last week about Nell's party, how she told Martell that, well, I'm gonna invite Melody. I'm not gonna invite you because she doesn't want to be around you. And that makes sense. In a married couple, like it just seems like the guy will deal with Martell or whatever, and the lady would deal with Mel. Like, I don't know. I guess you just gotta do what you gotta do, but life has a way of moving people around for you. Okay, so where am I? Okay, hold on, you guys. Okay, the married friends to pick a side. So then they toast to self love and self worth. Now, Stormy has Trisha over to her house, and the surprise guest is Martell. This child got rose petals from the front door all the way to the couch. Not sure why she was trying to set a mood. It's like, what is that? But she's having a gala, a lovers and friends gala, and she wants to ask both of them to be in her in her event because she wants to have uh she wants them, oh, because the gala is about her body glaze cream, whatever, and she wants them to be the models because they have banging bodies. She at the gym 10 times a day. Martell can, when he says he thinks his body not bodying, but when it is, it's bodying. So she wants good looking people, on the team. So Martell comes in and he introduces himself uh, and gives Stormy a bottle of his wine. Still got that Inez. And, he asks Stormy about her son and Courtney, blah, blah, blah. So he's like, hey, you know what? What's up? Like, what we here doing? And Trisha says, Martell acting like he don't know her. So that's just like, okay, how do y'all know each other? Huh? Hmm? So Stormy's like, ain't y'all both from Huntsville? Don't y'all know each other? And she's like, didn't you meet Martell before? And she's like, yes. She says yes. She said Martell. And so Martell asked, we met before? And Trisha said he made her mad when he asked that. Like, dude, like really, like what the H? Martell asked, you know my brother, right? Yeah. She's like, yeah. Oh, she went to school with Tez. And so then she asked how he was. And he's like, okay, now I remember you, but you look different. And it's like, Martell, we already know, brother, you can't lie for nothing. You can't lie. And this is very awkward. You overacting. Why are you trying to act like you don't know her when you could just say, hey, what's up? Blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. Maybe they protected themselves because they know Stormy gonna ask a million questions. So he's like, yeah, I remember you. You look different. So she's like, yeah, because I was 99 pounds when you probably last saw me. So it's like she playing into the drama too. And then Stormy's like, well, what did you look like? And that's what she said. I was 99 pounds then. And it was like, so Stormy's like, so when was this time frame? And Martell's like, don't mention it. Don't mention no time frame. And he starts laughing. And so Trisha says, right. And it's like, okay, y'all, the gig is up. Y'all know each other, know each other. Why y'all not saying it? Because y'all both was married at the time? Because, she's still married. And Martell was married to Melody for, 12 years? So it's like, come on, y'all. So Trisha's like, oh, yeah, we probably met like before Zaria or right after her. So it's like Zaria, I'm assuming it's her daughter. She has a daughter and a son. So you're trying to tell me that you was hanging around Martell right after or before you had your daughter, so you were married, right? Or at least you was with your husband. Oh, that's why they acted so stupid. So Martell answers her question. Montez, as we find out, is back in jail. He tried to get it right. And he's talking about he was almost in there with him wholeheartedly. So he's talking about when Melody got him arrested. So he's like, it's good to see you again. And Stormy is like, they are making her so suspicious. Yeah, exactly. That there is some dishonesty going on in this room. So she asks, why they acting so weird? So Martell's like, I didn't recognize her. It's been a few years. Stormy says that she don't believe him because his demeanor said something else. And he says, you don't even have to talk about it. Stormy says, there's more to this story. And so Stormy says they finally agreed that they knew each other, but it's not clear on how they know each other. Oh, it's very clear, Stormy. Anytime all this rhetoric is going on, they're hiding something. And then you could figure it out. They were married. That's why they acted so silly. So Stormy tells Martell that her planner wants to book him as a shirtless model and wants the girls to be rubbing him down with her famous, honey. She said her famous body glaze. And he said his body ain't bodying. He need to get back in the gym. Trisha got a bad body too. So Stormy was teasing her, says, I want you in a thong. So Trisha was like, girl, I just started wearing a swimsuit. And so Stormy said if she had her body, she would be at all the new beaches in Jamaica. And Trisha said, can they wear boy shorts? And Martell said, as long as they got sex appeal. And Stormy was looking at him like, what? And he said, I'm talking about your models. As long as your models look like they got sex appeal. And so they agreed to join Stormy's gala. They toast and they all hug. Martell leaves. And Stormy is asking Trisha, she's still asking, why was y'all so weird? She says she doesn't know. Something's missing. This is what Trisha says. So Trisha said, I just saw him in Target a few months ago. He spoke and blah, blah, blah. Stormy says she is lost because Martell looked more than shocked to see her than pretending not to know her. And Trisha's shocked too. And she said, you feel like he didn't want, she said, do you feel like he didn't want you in this moment? Like he didn't want to know you in this moment? And she said, that's why he was shocked. And she said, girl, I'm just as confused. See, Trisha ain't letting on. She like, girl, whatever Stormy says she feeling like, that's what Trisha says she feeling like. She like, Trisha like, I'm on what you on, Stormy. You on confused? I'm just as confused. You on shocked? I'm shocked. You on pretending? I'm on. Trisha ain't giving up no info. Let it go, Stormy. She's like, I just don't know. She said, I kind of want to ask him too what's going on. And it's like, why would you even want to? So now it's kind of like Trisha kind of dropping little gems if you pay attention. Why would you care that somebody is acting like they don't know you if you didn't care? Like, who cares? She cares. And so she said she kind of covers it up and says, oh, well, I know his brother more. So she's trying to deter Stormy, but Stormy is like, so here goes Stormy. Well, I want you to train him for the gala. And so Trish is like, oh, I don't train men, but I'll do it for you. And it's like, why does Martell need training? He knows how to get his body right. He's done it before. He know what to do. Why does she need to train him? So she was like, well, yeah, you could train him. And then you could ask him, why was he acting so weird? It's like, dang, Stormy, she is chill out. So then Moses meets up with his wife. Look like they are in a hotel lobby somewhere. And it seems like he just left from lunch with Destiny. But he said a few days ago, but we all know that was a lie. I think they just do what they do for whatever. But we know it's clear that he had left his sweatshirt in the car because he didn't have it on at the restaurant. He had on a white t-shirt. So it's clear he had just left Destiny. So he tells her that he met up with Dest, and first thing out of her mouth was, how was she dressed? It was like, huh? Baby, tell us you insecure without telling us you're insecure. Why do you care what she had on? You're not a stylist, so it can't even be like that's what you're into. You were her producer, so you trying to see you threatened by her beauty. That's what that told me straight up. Because Destiny is nicer looking to me. Besties, let me know what you think. Did we rate this episode? Anyway, we'll get to that. So he was like, a little makeup. I didn't see everything. You a lie. You look Destiny up and down, up and down, up and down until she sat down. You're lying. You could tell Sunny everything that you saw because you was looking. But she did have on a dress, like a onesie. I'm a man, so I don't really know. She had on heels. She had on cute, so she was looking cute. That's Sunny. She was looking cute. He said, "Yeah, I guess so." It got a little heated. How heated? He wasn't. She was just saying that I wasn't the man she needed to be. I wasn't the man she needed me to be, and she feels like we stabbed her in the back by us getting married. She felt like we was talking when did you clear that up? She cut him off. How'd you clear it up? So that lets you know that she and Moses be rehearsing. They rehearse their tactics, their lines, their comebacks, their reasons, their they be practicing. Say this, say that, say this, say that. um, I just told her, my wife kept it professional and we had your best interest. And you guys, besties, can y'all help me down in the comments? Please tell me, what is Moses saying when he tells Destiny, we had your best interest? What is he saying? Because I do not get that. I just don't get it. She said y'all were friends, and Sunny said she can't name 5 things about me. I am tired of this word friends being overused. We were not friends. I was her producer. I had to sit her down and I had to learn her life. It seemed like we were friends, but not her fault. It's not, Sunny said it's not her fault if Destiny blurred the lines of business and friends. Oh my God. Did you really just say that? Really? That's how you doing this, huh? It wouldn't be so. We wouldn't be sitting here listening to all this if y'all wasn't friends, Sonny. If y'all wasn't friends, it wouldn't be a big deal. You guys wouldn't be here. You wouldn't have been on. You wouldn't be on my TV. Destiny wouldn't be on my TV. Something's up. Y'all were something like friends, and just in my opinion, I'm kind of on the fence. I like to stay on the fence because it lets me see 2 different, 3 different, 4 different sides. And it's like Sunny being the producer. Okay. In her mind, they were not friends. You used to encourage her. Oh, wait, let's finish because it got better. She says it's not her fault. It's not her fault that Destiny blurred the lines of business and friends. She said, we're not friends. She don't know my full name. She don't know my address. And she doesn't even know the names of my other friends. She said, there was no give and take with us. She said, I gave her advice. I poured into her. And she was pretty much like, Bessie didn't do any of that for me. She said, I have enough friends. She pretty much, I have enough friends. So it's like, oh God, Sunny. I'm not on her side, But I get it. I get it. But she is she's scandalous. I ain't saying she's not. But my thing is, at a big age, are you still like saying no to? I mean, like, I think Sunny did her work. She met him casually. She wasn't tripping. He pushed up on her. He was dating others. She talked to him. She said no. She thought about it. She prayed about it. She asked her friends. Her friends gave her the green light. They was like, girl, I'm your friend. She not, go ahead, because that could be your husband. Because when she called him back, that's what she told him, and they went on a date. This relationship happened very fast. Remember, they talk, met in July, got the number in August, got serious in October, got married in December. Wow. Like, that is very fast. Less than 6 months. So honestly, I doubt if this marriage lasts. I doubt if it lasts. It seems like Moses is definitely an opportunist, but who doesn't want an opportunity to be better, to do better? He would sink and fail with Destiny. I mean, come on. She wants somebody to save her. She got good ideas, but she can't execute. She's a crook. Anything, I would. She's a thief. She's a crook. She do everything. Just she's a scammer. So why? I mean, if I was Moses, I would want Sonny too. Sonny about that business. She put it out there, and he's running with it. And I don't. And there it is. She ain't stupid. She feels like he didn't picked her out of all the women he was dating. Blah blah blah. So she says she has enough friends, and she was like, "You've been knowing her for 15 years. Yeah, you were flying her in, humping on her, and sitting and flying her back out." Destiny's been your side chick. You got humped on, you got flew back out. It wasn't a relationship. And it was like, she wanted you to save her. He left because he said he wasn't going to be arguing with no woman. He don't do that. And she just needed to heal. And so Sonny said, Destiny needed to heal instead of running to him. She needed to heal from, the marriage, having a baby, going through all this financial woes, the reality show. Just like she needed to she ran from the ex-husband. Like, she broke up with LeBerick and then ran to Moses. It was like she needed to heal. So he was like, I wasn't gonna argue with no woman, so I got up and I left. No, sir. She dismissed you and told you to leave. So here goes Sonny. Oh yeah, because you shouldn't be arguing with her. That should have been me. I needed to be there. Girl, she is so controlling. She is so controlling. So he was like, oh yeah, I want to tell you one thing. I didn't wear my ring. And so Sonny's like, oh, how convenient. And he's like, so y'all was in there looking like y'all was on a date. You was on a date with your ex-girlfriend. And she was like, she was looking for the ring. And she was telling him, and you better put that ring on. You better keep it on because I don't want these heifers talking about blah, 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 blah. And it's like, Sonny controls Moses. She got a battery in his back. She runs the show. She wear the pants. She runs the show. Like Destiny said, you wanted me to be your girlfriend. Well, honey, Moses is Sonny's girlfriend now. Moses is Sonny's wife. Okay, Sonny is the husband and Moses is the wife. So then we get Ken is making Trisha dinner, a fancy dinner for her birthday. They're at the house. They sit down at the dinner table in the dining room. And he was saying how he's never been pressed about putting thoughts into doing nice things for his girlfriends, like gift giving and cooking dinner and just doing the love thing. And he said that's probably why his last relationship didn't last. But he got it together now. So he bought Trisha a bracelet, cooked her a dinner, and they're sitting there eating, and he kind of asked her, like, what does she want to do for that evening? And she was like, nothing. The kids are gone. We gonna eat and watch movies with people that are alive people. And it was like, oh, that's what you like, huh? So he was kind of brought it back, like, okay, oh my goodness. So she was talking about how she's training Tisha and how that's going good. And then she was telling him how Martell pretended not to know her and she asked about Tez. And, then he was all, oh, I know her. She looks different. And it was like awkward. And he made it seem like, so Kim was like, oh, yeah, he made it seem like you was an old creep, like one of his old chicks or something. And he was like, I got to ask him what's up with that. And it's like, no, you don't, because you're going to find out that she was. He's reading the room, but he's in love. So he's not really reading the room. It's like, dude, why do you think he acting like that? She was an old creep. Anyway, so he bought her a bracelet. She opens it. He puts it on her wrist. She likes it. It was small, but I bet you it was pretty. So he was like, I was looking to some other jewelries, a ring, but I need you to get divorced first. And she was like, well, how soon do you want to get married? He was like, ASAP. I know what I want. And so he don't get why they still not divorced, because he said if he knows that if the relationship not working, he gonna get a divorce and get up out of it. And he just don't understand why it's been 2 years and they still haven't divorced. So she was like, well, have you talked to him? And she was like, no. And so he was like wondering, like, this makes me wonder, do you want to be divorced? Do you want a divorce, dude? Or are you just scared to do it? Or are you having second thoughts about me? And does marriage scare you? Because I want to make sure that you want to marry me, because I want to get married. I don't want no second thoughts. And so kind of just goes off like there. So I guess it'll pick back up if hear what she has to say to him about getting divorced and want to get married ASAP. But she said it's scary. She's scared. So that's probably why she's not getting a divorce, because, Trisha is creepy. She is just weird. You're right, Stormy. It's just weird. Like, what's up? It's so much to this woman. Has she been abused so much? Like, what is going on with this woman? Is she just scared of the cameras? She just don't. Or the camera's still awkward to her. I don't know. What do you guys think, besties? Put it down in the comments. I'm gonna rate this. I guess I'll give it a B. I'll give it a B. It was okay. A B. Maybe a B minus. We didn't get Marcel. We didn't get Maurice. We didn't have Kimmy. We did get a little bit. We didn't get Nell or Chris, huh? Nope. We got a little bit of Mel. She's gonna, I guess she's trying to record with her friends so you can kind of see what she's up to. So this will be weird seeing how she does not want to record or film with Martell, which we do understand that. So I'll give it a B minus, besties. You tell me down in the comments what you thought about this episode. How would you rate it? Like, hit the subscribe, help support the channel, and I will see you on the next video, besties. Bye.